My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Arthur Schmidt is an American film editor best known for his work on the Back to the Future trilogy, Jaws 2, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Forrest Gump. He is also known for his long-term collaboration with director Robert Zemeckis.
Go, Johnny, go, go! Go, Johnny, go, go, go!
When it comes to awards, Schmidt has received 2 Oscars for Best Film Editing, for Who Framed Roger Rabbit in 1989 and Forrest Gump in 1995, along with many other notable film awards. In an article written about the craft of film editing, Schmidt stated that before editing, he likes to study the material over and over again, trying to find the best bits. He then starts to consider continuity, performance, and other problems that he may need to solve. He also mentioned that when making editorial decisions, he is driven by the footage itself and rarely refers to the script, stating, "Narrative clarity is of the utmost importance to me, but so is dramatic emphasis."
Run, Forrest, run!
Arthur doesn't like imposing a certain editorial style in his work, as what may work for one project might not always work for another. He also believes it's important to understand a director's creative vision rather than superimposing his own, although he's been in situations where he's surprised directors using his own ideas and incorporating them into the edit, while still maintaining the director's initial vision. When cutting action scenes, Arthur makes decisions based on what sequences flow naturally and work well narratively. He likes to only cut when necessary. For example, in Back to the Future, during the skateboard scene, the camera continually cuts between Marty and Biff in order to capture their reactions. This supports Arthur's statement on the importance of dramatic emphasis while sticking to the narrative, demonstrating how devoted he is to bringing the director's creative vision to life and not just superimposing his own style.
He's an absolute dream.
However, in later projects, Arthur began using cuts in scenes in order to make action sequences quicker. His change in style and techniques emphasizes how Arthur alters his editing skills in order to fit films with different aesthetics. Adaptation should be an important key skill held as an editor.
I need you to confirm the coordinates!
Check the status of the array. She's doing all the dishes.
When editing Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, released in 2003, Schmidt still had a similar editing style. But there were more significant characters in this film, and he wanted to divide the shots equally between them.
You're off the edge of the map, mate. Here there be monsters.
When comparing this film to the second in its franchise, Dead Man's Chest, it is noticeable that the editing has changed, as another editor worked on this film instead of Schmidt. Less time is spent equally divided between Captain Jack Sparrow, Elizabeth Swann, and Will Turner. For example, during a fight scene with Davy Jones and his crew, the main focus of the scene is Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones, and there's notably less screen time for the other characters. There is also a difference in colour palette, as Schmidt's was brighter and more natural, whereas the second film has a green effect over it and is a lot more washed out. In conclusion, Arthur Schmidt has an interesting perspective on editing and is dedicated to bringing a director's innovation to life. He demonstrates key editorial skills and is open to different perspectives. Schmidt's passion and respect for filmmaking continues to correspond in the films he's worked on.
Enormous contribution to this. I'd especially like to thank Bob Zemeckis for his brilliant direction. It was his vision, his patience, and his huge talent that made Roger happen, and he made this happen. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob.